Thrilling.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Chat from the Deep, our weekly live streamed post-session discussion. We talk about what just happened during D&D. This is the chat for session 23. So if you've not watched that session yet, please go do that because there will be spoilers. I'm your DM, Eric, and joining me, we have Max player Raymond.
Hello.
And Savras player Heather.
Hello.
Welcome to our post-session chat.
I need more coffee.
So this was a unique situation where, which I kind of talked about for folks on the crafting stream, where I realized this week we'd be down 2 players, half the party, and normally I would cancel the session, but we had just had a week off last week, and I was like, well, I feel bad about having to do that 2 weeks in a row. Maybe, and then I thought, I wonder if there's something I can quickly, because we're actually in a unique situation. It's not like we're in the middle of a dungeon crawl or an important story event. I was like, we're actually in between 2 quests. So if there was ever a chance to do like a little side venture, this would be the time to do it. So, and I know I need to do a very small area, and I remembered that Kobold Press has this anthology of tiny dungeons called 12 Peculiar Towers, which is available on Roll20. It is a product I've not reviewed. I don't know much about it, so I quickly glance through and see, okay, is there anything that would be relevant to like a city? And the 2 options I kind of settled on was a lighthouse or a thieves guild tower. The lighthouse was designed for level 1. Didn't seem like it really fit what I was looking for. And then I realized, oh, the thieves guild, like one of the hooks was like the guild master or whatever has stolen something that belonged to the players. I was like, holy shit. Now remember, Savra literally just dropped off an important magic item to have it repaired, so we can have the Thieves Guild hit up that store, end up stealing the item, and there's your motivation for going on the quest. Now this dungeon was initially designed for 10th level, so not only was it way above your pay grade, but you're also only 2 players, so a big part of what I had to do was scale things down. I turned all of the guild thieves, which were the 2 minions you fought, the 2 kind of mini bosses. That was the normal minion. That was the normal stat block for all the regular guys. And then the 2 like goons were a higher level, and then the boss was like a higher thing above that. I kind of downgraded everybody 1. So now I downgraded the regular minions into spies. I cut some of their numbers up, and then I think I lowered some of the DCs and stuff. But you guys skipped most of the dungeon, by the way. This is a 4-level dungeon. You guys only saw 2 levels, and one of the levels was a fucking roof with nothing on it except a glider. I don't know why. I did remember you both had climbing. I did remember that. And I talked about it in the crafting stream. I was like, okay, I got to be prepared for them to go to the balcony. They're going to go to the balcony, so I got to be prepared for that to be an entrance. I don't know why it didn't occur to me that you would go to the roof. I literally, I know the roof is right there. It's a legitimate place where you can hop up there. Like, I just never... it never crossed my mind that you guys would start from the roof, and I quickly realized once you're on the roof and you found the secret door, I'm like, holy shit, they're gonna make a beeline to the boss. Like the first thing they're gonna come across in this thieves guild, which has all kinds of traps and locked doors and secret doors everywhere, like they're just gonna stumble right into the boss room basically. But it was still fun, I think.
Yeah. Which makes you wonder, I mean, how could we have finished it all if we went through the main door?
Mm-hmm.
I know. Well, yeah, I was gonna play it by ear and just kind of see like, okay, what the time is like, how many enemies are really gonna be there, what's the kind of threat level, is the boss gonna move around? It was really gonna be pretty loosey goosey because I knew that obviously I wanted to complete this adventure in the allotted time. And in this case, what I ended up doing was extending it because I was like, holy shit, you guys found the boss already. So now I'm gonna make sure to add all those other threats from below up into the staircase, and I could do that I was going to have somebody have to go down and warn the others, but then I was like, oh, Savra just cast like this giant ringing sound effect that's like this giant alarm bell going off, so I can just have some troops come up from the bottom.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, every video game, the bosses are at the top of the tower.
Yeah. Now I did warn you through the mage that they kind of knew you were coming, because that's what I wanted to treat it like. This is not like a normal like heisty mission where it's like, oh, we can kind of, you can still obviously stealth your way inside and try, but like these guys are kind of prepared for an attack So they're kind of on defensive mode already because they knew they stole some shit, and they're like, oh shit, one of these belongs to these like group of badasses. We got to be ready for it. So that's why, like, when you like open the boss door, like you already had like a crossbow bolt firing at you, for example. They kind of like knew, they were prepared for an attack. They weren't necessarily prepared for you to like scale the roof, which is why you could kind of fight your way up there and then go down the stairs. But in terms of the boss room, he was ready for someone to go in there. They were like guarding him. I was disappointed about not using the balcony though, because the balcony is trapped. If you get on the balcony, if you get on the balcony and you try to open the door, the entire balcony's on a hinge and it just flies down, sending you all tumbling down. And apparently there's sharpened spikes down there. And I thought, well, wait a minute, why didn't they just see the sharpened stakes? So I was also going to have like a hidden pit full of spikes that you would fall into down below. I think I would have given you a deck save though. There's like chairs bolted onto the balcony. So maybe somebody could have hung on or something. But I was fully prepared to like do the balcony trap, and then there's dudes in the parlor room. It's a really cool map setup. I should just show you guys. Let me turn off the dynamic lighting. You can see this whole map. That's always fun. There we go. That opens up all the levels you didn't see. Look at this dungeon. Fabulous map art. So the balcony would have been up here. With this awesome parlor room. The 3 guys that you end up fighting, the reinforcements, all came out of this room. So they were the most active duty, like looking out for troublemakers and stuff. But very quickly, I wasn't gonna like throw all these guys at you. I was, I had opportunities to have all these different reinforcements, but it really would just depend, like, where you would have explored and where you would have gone to. But you're right, because the big boss fight took so long. I guess I'm kind of glad we triggered it first, because then we didn't run too late with anything. But it's weird that this is a 14-room tower dungeon, and we literally saw 4 rooms. I guess 5, technically, because 13 is its own room down here, which is the secret corridor that has the ladder. What I forgot to mention, and I should have, because it would have been... Well, I guess it wouldn't have mattered too much. The ladder actually keeps going down. The ladder connects all the different floors of the tower. But, I mean, like you said, the boss is at the top. You guys had no reason to really go down. Let's see. Other cool stuff. I like that you guys got in the trophy room, didn't actually want to look at anything. You're just like, all right, let's get the doors. It's just, you guys were like all business. Like, we're not going to explore. We're here to get the cube. We get the fuck out. There's nothing really that valuable in this room, but it's just like some flavorful stuff you can look at. The boss has a secret treasure cache in the bathroom, which is hard to find. The actual treasure room here in 12, it's all trapped. It's all fake treasure. It's just full of traps. The ingots are trapped. The cabinet's trapped. The chests are trapped. It's all just like a fuck you trap where you try to like, oh, here's the treasure room. So there's that one, there's the balcony, and I think the very front entrance has like a poison dart or something in terms of the traps. And there's secret doors everywhere. There's this outer chamber to walk around. It's a pretty neat design map, and it's, yeah, I'm a little bummed we didn't get to see all of it necessarily, but I guess I'm glad we got to use the full extension of the boss fight, which I loved using, as incompetent as they were for a good chunk of the fight. I actually really enjoyed using a bunch of essentially NPC rogues as enemies, because I could constantly... worry about positioning in terms of sneak attack. I could do bonus action, disengages, and dashes, and dodges to really maneuver around the field. Like, I feel like I was just controlling a bunch of, like, player character rogues.
Rogue is a fun class.
Yeah, Mad582 says, was afraid a bunch of enemies with cunning action could be too troublesome. How did you guys feel fighting all these rogue characters?
I mean, a lot of them couldn't hit for shit.
Yeah,
No.
you missed a lot.
I know. I tried to make a joke of it because it was really crazy. What is their plus
So yeah,
to hit?
could have been worse, but yeah. Yeah, it was kind of funny actually. They're just like, they're missing, and then they're like cunning action disengage.
Yeah.
Because they did nothing.
It was tricky for me to balance that, because on the one hand, I'm like, all right, should they run up, attack, and then disengage and run away? But if I do that every time, they can never do their sneak attack, because you have to have an ally to do sneak attack. So I was like, oh shit, I gotta balance. So that's why I was like really struggling with, like, all right, do I attack and then back off? But then the other guy's not gonna be able to get his sneak attack off, so I need to keep them both up there. So I was trying to balance all that together.
Welcome to the hard part about playing a rogue character.
Well, I'm playing like 8 rogue characters, so it was even more of overwhelming situation. I was obviously terrified about balance because I have no idea how to balance D&D for 2 player characters. Thankfully, you both have summons, which I think helped
Did help.
a lot. Yeah, I mean, if anything, it just gives the enemies more targets, right? If they're ever not attacking you, that's like a huge reprieve.
You got really close to killing me, by the way.
With just like, it's funny how the dice just like, I think I shot you like once, but it was like a huge nasty hit that did like a ton of your damage. And then poor Mac
did I did 28 out of my 34
30 some damage.
Points.
Yeah, hit points. Yeah, that's crazy. And then Mac,
oh, this is about to be bad.
That opening hit where I did like 1,000,000 damage because I did like, 2 out of my 3 like first attacks on Mac were like critical hits.
Mm-hmm.
I think we totally forgot about that frightened thing that affected you that first round also.
You know, if I didn't drink that potion that gave me 11 hit points, I'd be dead because I have 11 hit points left.
Oh, the potion of greater healing?
The greater healing. I got 11 out of it, I think.
Yeah,
and I'm right at 11 right now.
You guys were having to quaff some potions, which I appreciated.
And we didn't even find any to replenish.
Which, the other interesting thing about the balance here, talk about how I'm worried about only 2 players. However, I knew I was going to give you all a long rest, obviously, but before this whole adventure. And then as you both picked up pretty quickly, it's like, oh, well, we'll be able to long rest again after this. We don't have to worry about this big, long, like, adventuring day situation. And both those were obviously true. So that, I think, helped alleviate a lot of the pressure of being able to use all the things. Yeah, Sylvan, I don't know what the CR ended up being, or difficulty-wise, that these players had to take on. Each spy, which we ended up using 4, but the one of them was in the rooftop battle, so it wasn't part of the same. So I don't know if you want to count Adventuring Day or just counting counter-wise. So technically, they had the one spy on the roof that they took out really hilariously quickly. The spies are CR1. Then they fought the 2 guild thieves and the thief lord. Both those stat blocks, I guess, are from Kobold Press. The Thief Lord is basically an assassin. I think I modified it a little bit. And the Guild Thief is kind of an interesting, like, halfway between the spy and an assassin. They're CR4. There were 2 of those Guild Thieves, which have Uncanny Dodge, Sneak Attack, Cunning Action, basically straight up rogues. And then the one Thief Lord. And the Guild Thieves had about 30 hit points. The spies had about 25. And then the Thief Lord, the boss, had 60 hit points. And the plan was definitely... Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'll just say the plan was always to use that cube. And it was tricky because the way the cube works is you activate one of those kind of barriers. So I was like, all right, depending on what he gets hit by first is probably the barrier he's going to select. But then I realized if he selects the non-living matter one, he also can't attack. So probably the best thing to do is for him to just make himself immune to spell effects, and then he can still attack like normal. Which worked like once, and then you were like... I adored... me fucking up by moving up to you, thinking, all right, I'm going to stab you next turn. You were like, all right, well now, motherfucker, I'm just going to reach my arms in and just stab you that way. I didn't even think about that, and neither did the boss. Through. Yeah. I thought that was very clever.
That's what I was about to ask. I don't know how the cube works, but I guess too bad we couldn't see the other effects, or...
only like one. Yeah, so we can go over them next time for sure. We should remember to go over the Cube of Force whenever we're long resting. You'll have to attune to it also, so that'll be part of our long rest stuff that we can do next time with our level up. We'll obviously official level up next time. Yeah, the cube, you can activate different sides. What I realized, though, the problem is it takes an action to activate it. So it's not something I wanted to do a lot during battle because it sucks to use up your action to do something. I was okay doing it like once to turn it on, but then after that I was like, oh, I don't want to keep on like doing this because he's not going to be doing anything then.
Gotcha.
Yep, so this was the Guildmaster's Retreat Tower Adventure from 12 Peculiar Towers from Kobold Press. Like I said, it's one of the many things on Roll20 that I haven't yet reviewed, but I think the fact that I looked at this adventure, said, oh, I can run this, slap it in here, run it basically completely as written, just integrated into our campaign with like Savra's item and stuff, is a pretty damn good thumbs up for me, I think. And they all looked pretty similarly. They just had very simple adventure hooks. Very much layers is how I would categorize this. Not even necessarily a full adventure, but like a layer to me is like one location of whatever size that has, danger and adventure involved.
Oh, snap. Number 5. Nothing can pass through the barrier. If we're going back on the water, this is going to be great. Turn
Yeah.
on number 5. No water can pass through the barrier.
Yep, for 1 minute. All the
I just
things last
constantly
for a
keep
minute.
hitting number 5.
Yeah, and it works. It has an insane amount of charges, so you can use it a lot, and then it regains
Mhm.
1d20, which is a very big range. You could get like 1 charge back or like 18 charges back every long rest or a daily at dawn. So, but yeah, it's fascinating. You basically choose the different things that can pass through and make yourself. Yeah, with number 5, you basically just make yourself invulnerable to everything. Now, the problem is you also really wouldn't be able to do anything, I think. But if you were just in bad shape and want to just command your zombies, yeah, you could just have a full fucking like force cage around yourself. So cool item and very interesting that you got it so long ago. First had to get it repaired and now had to get off a whole nother side adventure just to grab it. So hopefully this becomes an item that you enjoy using because you have certainly earned it.
Oh, she gonna be giving me my money back for getting it stolen.
They get the insurance for this item. Although you might have to answer questions to the watch about why the Wayward Tower is now like full of dead people and zombies.
Well, I mean, we're eventually going to go back and remove the dead people and whatever zombies are still there, and then we're going to claim the tower as our base.
Ah, it's actually probably a cool base of operations.
Yeah, it's our base now.
Okay, I like it. I like
we
that.
each have we all have our own bedroom. We got a pool table. Like,
Yes, Gottwald and Toril come back from their shopping, and you're like, "Hey, we have a base now.
yeah, we got a house.
We have a tower.
Yeah,
It's got a bunch of secret rooms.
The bottom level is all for the Church of Toril,
There you go.
and everything else is our living space.
It literally has like a kitchen, multiple beds.
That's how we get the tax write-offs, and we don't have to pay to live here. We turn the bottom level into a church.
We just live above the church, but yeah, it's
Yep.
Yep.
We are unpaid missionaries of the church.
Toril will love that.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Well, I obviously appreciate us being able to get together as a reduced party and still play D&D. And I think the only reason I was able to do this is because the story lined up and because, more importantly, we were between quests. I think if we were literally like in the middle of a dungeon crawl or something, on a main quest, I would have said, hey, if we're down 2 people, I just don't think we can do D&D. And what I didn't have time to do was craft an entirely separate one-shot with like different characters and all that, because that's a whole nother amount of work to do. But for me to just take our existing stuff and just put you guys in a side venture is doable, but only because I think we were between adventures. So it just kind of worked out with the timing wise. So probably not going to be the norm if it happens. In terms of having too few players would normally force a cancellation. But here I think it was a unique opportunity to play a little side venture. And I really enjoyed it, even though we barely got to actually see most of the area, but it worked pretty well. So if you need a small little tower-shaped adventure, yeah, check out the 12 Peculiar Towers. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of Kobold Press, currently running their big campaign, Empire of the Ghouls, as our patron D&D game as well. Anything else about session 23, folks? You will officially level up, super promise this time, next week. We have our full team back together. Level 7.
I don't get anything good at 7.
At least a new spell, I would think.
1 level 4.
All right, that'll do it for Chat from the Deep. Thank you to Heather and Raymond. Thank you to all our fans for watching, and we will see you all next time.